like you mentioned before, you never played 50 your music.
Yeah.
But then at one point, you got on his radar.
Yeah.
And that led to you signing to G Unit on the music side.
Yes, sir. So that was, again, perfect timing, God doing what he does. So I'll even tell that story, man, from the beginning of it. So 3 months into filming, we're filming season 2. No one has seen my character yet, so no one knows who I am, nothing. So I'm just filming and I'm still recording music. Going back, during the time that I was in Atlanta, when T.I. had wanted to sign me, I had recorded a song called Lotto during that downtime. So Lotto was created in that time. Held on to it. That was that. I'll come back. So then I'm like, yo, these producers were like, yo, bro, can you come down to the studio? We want to work with you on this project. I'm like, yo, I'm filming today, but I'll come right after I finish filming. They're like, all right, cool. Get there, and they're like, listen, man, this is when Snapchat had just started, so this is 2014. So they're like, yo, we just won. The producers in the studio were like, we just won this rap battle. The producer from a label, the head A&R from a label is coming in because we won to take some of our beats. He has artists like Kendrick Lamar, Eminem, and some other people. So I'm like, all right, cool. So the guy comes in and he's like, yo, what y'all got for me? Talking to the producers. So I'm chilling. He's like, they're like, well, we're working with, Rotimi right now. He's like, yo, oh, you sing? I was like, yeah. He doesn't know who I am. He's like, you sing? I was like, yeah. He's like, yo, play something. So I play this song, Lotto. I play this song for the person that comes in. He's like, yeah, man, yeah. This is dope. He's like, let me tell you about myself. I work with Kendrick Lamar, I work with Eminem, and I work with 50. And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, I run a label. I said, you run a label? Yeah, I run all the music for G Unit. I said, get the fuck out of here, bro. Like, I'm filming right now for 50's show, Power. He's like, what character you playing? I said, well, I'm playing Dre. He was like, that's crazy. He was like, so you work hand in hand with Fifth? I'm like, yeah. He was like, so you haven't, hold on. So he hasn't played, you haven't heard this? He's like, nah. He's like, yo, come to the office tomorrow. Let's go, just play me more music. I really love what I heard. I said, all right, cool. His name was Tony G. I go in. So the meeting was supposed to be for 1 o'clock, but I was living in Brooklyn at the time and I'm OD late. I'm like, I get there at like 2:15. So I'm thinking that, damn, I'm lost the opportunity. They're not gonna, they left. But nah, if you don't know anything about it, when you go to these music playing meetings, you're there for like 30 minutes. So I would have been there from like 1 to 1:30 and then I would have left. But at that time, I get there at 2:15 and at 2:20, 50 walks in. So Tony, we're playing records and 50's like, yo, Ro, what are you doing here? I'm like, oh, well, Tony brought me in. He came to the studio. He heard my music yesterday. Like, he was like, he wanted to hear more. 50's like, yo, so you do music? I'm like, yeah, bro. He was like, wait, so this is you playing right now? I'm like, yeah. He was like, yo, you've been working with me for 4 months, dog. Like, why didn't you ever mention it? I'm like, I saw what you did to the mixtape. I ain't want that shit to happen to me. So he was like, you talking about the first? I said, yes, bro. That fucked me up. He was like, listen, this is incredible. So he listened to the song maybe 20 times and was like, yo, I want to offer you a deal. Let's do the deal. And I'm going to do my verse on this song tonight. So let's get your lawyers and everything. Yo, I want you to be part of G Unit. This is amazing. I didn't know this. So again, it was just God's timing, because if I would have just played the producers and said, nah, I don't want to go, that wouldn't have happened. If they hadn't had won the competition and that guy came, I don't know what would have happened. But it was perfect timing, perfect aligning. And if I was on time for the meeting, 50 would have never been there. So I would have just came and played the records. But because I was late, it was when he was there and he heard the records, and the rest is history.
And I think around that time, 50 started to go on social media and say that you owe him money.
Yeah. That's a couple years later, but yeah.
Yeah, and that was actually used to promote, was it that song or a different song?
That was, okay, so Lotto was the first one. And then after that, 50 had fired everybody from G Unit. So it was, everybody was still there. It was still, Lloyd Banks was still there. Tony was there. Tony A was there. Who else? I think it was just us at that particular time. Oh, Uncle Murder. So yeah, it was, he had scaled down everything. And so what happened was during that time of the money, so basically I had started finding myself as an artist. So I had a record called Love Rhythm at that time. And I kind of wanted to do things my own way, separate from G Unit. And Fifth, out of love, was like, listen, I'll let you out your deal. Because at this particular time, in 2017, 18, Afrobeats wasn't popular. No one was doing Afrobeats in the States. It was maybe Wizkid and Drake had one, but no one was doing that here. So I was going to radio stations with this record that I had, and PDs, program directors, were like, yo, I can't even catch the rhythm of this, yo. Like, what's going on? I can't even catch the rhythm. So it was that fresh. So when I brought it to Fifth and I was like, look, man, I'm trying to do this Afrobeat wave, he was like, yeah, I support it. But I knew at that time it was so new that I don't think anybody knew what to do with it. So I went in and I was like, look, bro, I want to do things on my own. Of course, I still be a part of the show, obviously, but I want to do things on my own. So this is the brilliance of 50. So he's like, all right, cool. So there is truth to the $300,000 that I did owe him. However, it's because I was signed to him. So in being signed to him, anyone who has a deal knows that the label puts up a money, it's basically a loan. So I still owed him about $300,000 for his investment into my music. So he let me go. So what happened is he let me out of my deal and he was like, just pay me back in $300,000 worth of mechanicals. So whatever, which means whatever money that my music makes on any platform, he would get a percentage of it until that debt is paid back. So letting me out of my deal, now I'm independent, I move on. So he calls me one day and he's like, listen, I had just put out an EP called Walk With Me. And it was #1 on the R&B charts for like 4 days at this particular time. So he saw that what I had said had won. But he was like, yo, I got an idea. I'm gonna say you owe me $300,000. I'm gonna say I wanna punch your face in. I'm gonna say that I don't fuck with you. I'm gonna say your nose is horribly big. I'm gonna play you so bad, but simultaneously, I'm gonna mention to them that how can you not have money to pay me when your album is #1? He said, I'm gonna say that at least 25 times. So what he did was, people were saying, so I'm hearing this, I'm like, wait. He's like, look, this is what's gonna happen. TMZ's gonna call you tomorrow. This is gonna call you tomorrow. And this is gonna call you tomorrow. So we're gonna keep this #1. I said, all right, man, this is what? He's like, yeah. 3 minutes later, yeah, this motherfucker, I can't stand this motherfucker. Da-da-da. I'm like, oh, he's crazy. So now everybody's calling me, blowing my phone up like, oh, shit. What did Ro do? He's got to get kicked off the show. 50 doesn't fuck with him, da-da-da-da-da. So I'm like, oh, please, I hope this works because he's making me sound crazy right now. So then all of a sudden, we start seeing that the record is going crazy. So Love Rhythm is going crazy. I'm driving around New York, and all I'm hearing is, I don't say too much, baby, baby, yeah. I'm hearing that all through the streets. I'm like, yo, this worked because he had made awareness to the project. So in making awareness, he's collecting, he's getting his money back faster because it's staying #1 for the next 2 weeks. And so that was the brilliance of 50 Cent saying that. But it was beautiful, man. And yes, he got his money all the way back and more. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've been publicly cussed out by 50 a few times. It's definitely a moment. You definitely have an interesting day when he does that on social media.
Yep.
You know, me and 50 are cool now. You know, we all laugh it off.
Yeah,
you know, but at the
yeah,
end of the day, it's definitely interesting when someone with like whatever 30 million followers or is suddenly blasting you on his Instagram.
You feel helpless sometimes. It's like, God damn, bro, you got a whole country follow. You know, it's crazy. It's crazy.